everybody, welcome back to Five to Fair Business. Hello Pierre. Sorry for radio silence. Life got busy. I feel like I say that every time, but yeah, things have just been very busy. But today, the past couple weeks I've been dealing with some difficult customers and orders, and it sort of inspired me to come here and sort of talk about some, honestly, I consider to be boring but important business stuff, to clear up some what might be considered confusing issues. I think it's relatively clear on my Etsy side, and I'm going to update my website as well to make sure it's 100% clear on that side. It's more clear on Etsy because Etsy makes you make it pretty clear, and also it's automated on Etsy. But I'm going to update my website as well to make sure it's all pretty clear there as well. But basically this video is going to be me talking about my policies, and also some sort of Q&As that I've been getting from you guys over the years, really. Years that I've had this business for. And just clear up some standard questions and such about stuff like deliveries and returns, and like what to expect in certain products, and yeah, what pretty much just like it's all I consider to be kind of boring. It's the boring business side of things. You guys having fun? But in light of some difficult customer interactions I've had, and also it being December with some shipping delays internationally, I would like to go through some sort of questions, Q&A type things about, well, shipping pretty much. So yeah, let's just get into it. Basically, first thing is returns. If you get your product, you don't like it, what do you do? If you don't like it, and you want a refund, the only way you can get a refund is, well, if the product is damaged, and it's like damaged in transit, you will get a refund if you can prove it was sort of damaged in transit. As in, like, if I damaged it myself, like I sort of shipped out a product that was ruined before it got shipped out, then that's my fault, so I will give you a refund either way. You can keep it or not keep it, it's up to you. If it was supposed to be, sorry, my voice is being difficult. If it was not postage fault, if it was the fault of the postage provider, I can't remember the term for the postman person, God, you know what I mean, then unfortunately that is out of my control. I will still offer a refund. I can offer either a refund or a replacement. I can't do both. It's up to you which you would prefer. If you would like a refund, you can. I'd preferably have the product back. But you know, it's like I say, it's either a refund or a replacement. It's either or really. One or the other. If you get a product and it's not what you expected, you don't think it's worth it, the money that you spent, you don't want it, you don't want to keep it, I will give you a refund, but you have to send the item back to me, and you are responsible for the cost of sending it back. This is in my Etsy policy. It's not, I don't think it's clear on my website, which is why I'm updating my website soon to make sure this is clear. And this is where obviously my shipping and my business being international kicks in because yeah, shipping internationally is expensive. People do pay £20 plus postage for these orders. I try to keep my postage as cheap as possible. Sometimes the postage that people, God, I can't speak today. Sometimes the postage that my customers pay is not actually the full amount that it actually costs, because I try to keep it as cheap for you guys as possible. So if you buy a product and you get it and you think, no, this isn't worth it, I don't want it, I want a refund, you would have to send it back to me to get the full refund. You have to send me proof of postage as well, so I can make sure it's coming back to me. But yeah, just be prepared that, you know, you would have to pay for that, and I can't refund you for that bit. You are responsible for the cost of returning it to me. Obviously, I won't be happy if there's items missing if you choose to keep some items, but I mean, I can't do anything about that. Guys, you guys being silly? That is the issue I was having with the customers this week, which is that she expected me to refund her for that as well, the cost of the postage of her sending it back to me, and it's like, well, I can't do that because that's in my Etsy, and it was done for Etsy as well, so the policy is very clear there. But unfortunately, you know, that's how it is. The other thing is, of course, that shipping times and tracking. I can't afford to do tracking. There is on Etsy the option to do express shipping, which is very expensive because, of course, that does allow for tracking, but it's very expensive. That's why I do. People often ask, like, oh, is there a way to track my package? And it's like, well, yes and no. Like, yes, technically, if on Etsy you can choose to do express on some items, but it's just, I don't think it's worth it because, especially on the bigger items, it's just so expensive because of the size and weight of the items that tracking, especially on international items, which most of my customers are international, as in not in the UK, it's so expensive that it ends up being more expensive than the item itself. I don't think it's worth it, and I think that's why no one has ever used it. No one has ever bought and used express shipping. But then I still get people asking for tracking, and they're like, oh, well, why do you know where it is? Do you know, have an update on the status of my package? It's like, no, I don't, because one, you didn't buy that shipping, and two, you only use standard shipping, and so I guess you want to know where it is. But at the same time, I've done my part. It's now in the hands of postman. I can't do anything more. I think just general understanding that once I have done my part, I have put it together, I have dispatched it. You've got your email, whether it's from Etsy or from my shop. There's nothing more I can do. On Etsy will give you a sort of a standard, like, oh, it'll be with you around, it'll give you estimated delivery dates. My shop won't, which is why, again, I'm going to do a page to talk about estimated delivery dates and timings. Internationally, it's usually, it says usually about 6 to 8 days, but I always say about 1 or 2 weeks, because it depends on where in the world you are, and especially around this time of year, there's always going to be some delays. Like, obviously, one of my customers got theirs in literally 1 week. One person's still waiting about 10 days. So 1 or 2 weeks for international deliveries is my standard. Is what I'd say. That's for international deliveries. In the UK, I always say about 2 to 4 days, because I use Royal Mail second class, and that's usually how quick they tend to get there. I've never had a problem with Royal Mail second class. So yeah, but again, so with international, I cannot. Hey, cannot track your orders. And all I can do is give you an estimated time. But if people messaging me like less than 5 days after the orders have been dispatched saying, oh, have you got any updates, or have you got like any idea where it is? I appreciate you want to know whereabouts it is, but I don't really know what to say other than your order was dispatched 3 to 4 days ago. It's with the postman. I can't do anything. Normally people are very understanding about it, but it's just a case of I don't know what to say. Hey, yeah? Do you mind? But it's a case of that is all I can say, and I just have to hope that people are understanding enough to, well, understand and appreciate that is all I can do. But yeah, so that is sort of shipping times and estimated deliveries, dates and such. And I talked about returns. In terms of customizing, because obviously my boxes I try to make them as custom as possible. Obviously this is why I want to talk about like what you get in especially like the birthday boxes and treat boxes, because although I like to make them as custom as they can be, there is still a set, this is what you get. And it is said on both my Etsy and my website, this is a list of what you will get. A set amount of items and things. It's more like the toys, for example. You can tell me what type of toys your ferret prefers. Do they like crinkly toys? Do they like squeaky toys? Rogue toys? Treats? Do they prefer like chicken flavour? Do they prefer the freeze dried, or do they like those sticks, you know, like that sort of thing? And in the birthday boxes, what sort of bedding do they prefer? These are the sort of things, or like, and also the bedding. You can tell me if there's any themes that your cage has, any patterns and colours that you want to have with your bedding. Again, that sort of thing. And I say that because someone tried to buy a birthday box and they tried to ask for a lot of extra items that we don't provide, and it was really hard because I wanted to try and fulfill this, but we just did not provide these items. And I'm not sure if this is what partially led to them thinking that, to them asking for a refund, because that's what ended up happening. And a breakdown in communication, I'm not sure. So they were trying to ask for a lot of extra items and just things in general that we just don't provide. And another thing with the custom things, especially the bedding and our handmade toys, because you might have seen it in previous videos very briefly, is that with the bedding, when we because it's obviously all handmade, we do not use or sell copyrighted material, or like, for example, stuff like Harry Potter or Disney as an example, but you will not sell anything that is copyrighted. I may use it for my personal use, like my boys have some Dumbo hammocks that we've made and we use for personal use, but we will not sell it. So if you sort of say we've got a Harry Potter theme, or you know, we've got so we've got a Harry Potter theme for our cage, that's great, but we cannot make and sell Harry Potter hammocks for your cage. We just can't, because it's copyrighted, and small businesses can and most likely will get in trouble. We can get fined. It's a big thing. But we can get in a lot of serious legal trouble for selling copyrighted material and shit for in our own businesses. Some businesses still choose to, but I'm not risking it. Me and my work partner, we won't risk it. So yeah, we can do sort of alternatives. Like I said, if you like Harry Potter, we can sort of do magical themes. But we're not risking it. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you do choose to order sort of custom items. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to address. I know it's sort of boring, but this is all very important stuff I just want to address before I upload changes to my website tonight. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.